Welcome to another episode of For and Against, where we praise the merits and talk about the faults of an album released this week.
And today we talk about the Korean K-pop sensation Blackpink's official debut album, simply titled, What Else? The Album.
Now, before I share my thoughts on this album, I'd like to clarify that these are merely opinions. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words don't mean a thing, right? I have nothing bad to say about Rosé, Jennie, Lisa, or Jisoo. They are some of the hardest working people in show business, respect. But I have some reservations about the music on the album. I also have a very good lawyer and a very tough security guarding my door, so please don't come after me, okay? Now, Blackpink, the album. Can we call 8 songs that add up to 24 minutes worthy of an album? I mean, they did tell Zane Lowe that they preferred to focus on quality, not quantity. Well, I am actually fond of things that are very short and sweet, but this may just be a little bit too adulterated for my taste.
Okay, so I think possibly the best thing about this album, among many, many, many good things, is that it is 8 songs and 24 minutes. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It seems to me week after week on For and Against, we are faced with albums that last for 20 minutes, that last for an hour and 20 minutes, that last for 2 hours, that seem to last another year. Pete Foxes, I'm talking about you, I'm sorry. And 24 minutes is a lovely time to listen to an album. In fact, I woke up on Saturday before the rest of my family, listened to it once before the rest of my family woke up, and had time to listen to it again before the rest of my family woke up. That is a beautiful thing. Now, obviously, not any old 8 songs is going to work, and the thing about the album is the quality is amazing. There are no duff tracks on this, nothing you'll want to skip. In fact, that seems to me very clever in the sort of age of playlists. This is now where you could put every single track onto your favourites playlist. Also, there is so much imagination between all of the songs. There's little bits of electronics, there's acoustic instruments, there's trap, there's R&B, there's so many hooks, there's so many things you could be singing along to at home, and in fact there's raps, there's special guests, it's got it all. So what happens is, in this 24 minutes of hyper pop, of rich pop music, it has everything, and then it's over in 24 minutes and you can go and listen to it again. I am firmly in favour of the album.
Look, this is 2020. Pop music has become very exciting in the last couple of years. When you think of people like A.G. Cook and his PC music genre, 100 Gex, Charlie XCX, who've been massively influenced by K-pop, you realize that multicolored songs made up of many little mini songs with abrupt changes do have some artistic value, as well as being a hell of a lot of fun. This album sounds nothing like the music made by the Disciples, who are constantly evolving. To me, it feels a little bit stale in sound. Isn't this the year to be a little bit more risky, creatively speaking? I mean, damn, for the first time in years, they've actually had plenty of time to think and tinker and play around without those crazy schedules. And it's not like they wouldn't fill 3 Olympic stadiums even if they released the sounds of a toad croaking in some swamp. They played it too safe, in my opinion. They could go a lot further.
Now, I'm going to disagree with you there, because what this album has, it has a touch of detuning, which is something I love in a lot of sort of strange electronic music. Occasionally you get in kind of guitar music as well. It's when something just sounds just a little bit out of tune. Now, if you're doing that on an acoustic guitar in your bedroom, that's because you haven't tuned it correctly. But if you're doing it in a massive pop album, that is for a reason. And that is because it sounds very interesting. And I think this lends this album a very, very distinctive edge. It's possibly, we could say, a key character trait of this album, that it starts off, a lot of songs start off with a little riff played on a little detuned acoustic instrument. They take it up on a synth, and I find it's a fascinating motif that I enjoyed a great deal. Also, if I may say, the tone of the album, the palette of the album is beautiful. Listen to all the different kind of instruments they use on a song like Crazy Over You, which has influences, sound like Asian influences, sounds like Japanese instruments, sounds like sub-bass, sounds like R&B, sounds like trap. I love it. It's just such an interesting mixture of different musical elements. And that detuning,
Oh, the detuning, the detuning. While I will admit that the Ice Cream, co-written by Ariana Grande featuring Selena Gomez, is a great attempt at fusing bubblegum pop with trap, it gets old by the third listen. Pop is allowed to be as dumb and airheaded as it wants to be, but will it be remembered in 10 years' time like Madonna's Ray of Light or ABBA's Dancing Queen? Call me old-timey, but I like things that last a lifetime. Like a rice cooker. I've had mine since I was a teenager. It works like a Swiss clock, a product you can use daily and is made to endure. It makes you trust in humanity, something I can't say about this album, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
Do you know what makes me trust in humanity?
What?
The fact that this album is so global. It's in Korean, it's in English, and no one's there going, oh, well, I wonder what this means. People are embracing it, people love it. People love the fact that it's in different languages. I find that a beautiful thing. It's very, very 2020. You know, we've all met these people who are like, well, if they can't speak in English, I don't want to listen to them. And that's not this at all. You'll have it literally just flipping into Korean for a verse. And I don't speak Korean, but I love it, and you get the feeling in some way what it's about. And also a song like Lovesick Girls. I've never been a girl. But I've been lovesick, and I feel like I can really relate to that. I think people have accused Blackpink of maybe not being so emotional, of being very processed, but that song really spoke to me. It's about being lovesick.
I mean, on Bet You Wanna, Cardi B is a good match for the girls, like with Selena. They met at the front row of a fashion show, apparently, both Cardi B and Selena Gomez. So I guess every pop star in need of a career push will start seeking members of Blackpink at fashion shows from now on. But once you put a gun to my head and if you asked me to hum a tune from any of this album, in a matter of seconds, this would look like your favorite bowl of spaghetti bolognese. I would not be able to tarara one single thing. Maybe Lovesick Girls, yeah, a little bit, I'll give you that. But on that song, Pretty Savage, I quite like the part where it becomes a Taylor Swift acoustic ballad, right? Apparently, Blackpink songs go in one of two directions, the black side and the pink side. This apparently would be a song that showcases the black side and is aimed at the haters, something Swift herself grapples with occasionally in many of her songs. See, this is what tires me of young pop stars, always worrying about the haters. Take advice from an elder person like me. Ignore the haters, okay? Don't acknowledge their negativity. They feed on your attention.
And if we're talking about ignoring the haters, how are you looking forward to your mentions after this video goes out, Johann?
I've already hired my security, Ben. You know, I'm a little bit nervous of trying to get to my limousine outside.
I would like to say I am officially in favour. I'm going to consider myself a blink, and the next time the Blackpink girls are in town, I'm there, as long as it doesn't cost €300 like the last time, in which case I'm not there.
As I said before I started my negative review, I have nothing against the 4 members of Blackpink. I think they are fabulous. I just expected a little bit more of a debut album by such a grand band. Now, what did you think of the album? How about you let us know in the comment section below. You can listen to more of our ramblings on the weekly review every week on RPS.